Hello. This is a quick video about the teleportation rigs in EZPZ Toolkit. Alright, so this is scene number 31, teleporting, and we have a bunch of things happening. So we have this red trigger area, this green trigger area, and then just beyond over there is a blue trigger area. What will happen is if I go into this red trigger area, I will show up in the red dot over there. So I go bloop, and then if I go into this blue trigger area, I'll go back. And then if I go into this green trigger area, I will go to that green dot there. So the other thing that is kind of cool is that if I put any object inside the green area, it's going to show up in the green dot. So you can make some cool interactions using this. We can also do some loops or something like that. As soon as we throw this box, when it shows up in its teleport location, it's going to keep its velocity. If we just position it, or if we just throw it just right, we might end up with a loop. Let me just see if I can do this. I guess I'm not very good at this today. But okay, how is this set up? So there is a prefab called the teleport rig, and you don't really have to do anything with this. So if you just say teleport rig in search, we can see the teleport pad rig, and if we drag that in, it's already set up. The way it works is we have this empty object which has two things inside. We have the teleport point. It's deliberately set up like this, but you can make it invisible if you don't want to see it. And then we also have teleport pad. So the teleport pad has this script called teleport item trigger, and that's probably not correct. The thing that tells us the destination point is this simple teleporter here. It has the destination of a teleport point, which is going to be this green thing over here. And what it does is this script, teleport item trigger, will detect anything that goes inside this trigger area, assign it as the new subject, and then send it to the new destination over here. So when we press play, we can see that the teleporter just automatically gets populated, which is basically talking to this component over here. This is a simple teleporter. So you can see that's talking to this component. The subject itself is still kind of wrong, but you'll kind of see that it's going to change as soon as I go inside that trigger area. So this becomes the EZPZ player. It did become the EZPZ player momentarily, but as soon as we got out of that area, it became nothing. But yeah, this is basically a compound object. The role of this script over here is just to detect any object that goes inside this area. And then what's going to happen is it assigns this as the subject. So whatever got into this area becomes the subject of the simple teleporter. And then it activates the simple teleporter's teleport function. So what's another thing worth mentioning here? You might have noticed that if I teleport, the screen goes black momentarily. That is very deliberate. It goes black because of this overlay here called the delta blockout rig. And essentially we have this move delta script which checks to see how fast or how far this object has moved since the previous frame. And if it's moved above the threshold, it'll activate this delta block object, which is basically just a black screen over the camera like this. And the role of this is to stop people from getting sick, because the teleportation makes this main camera fly to the new location. So I've just temporarily disabled this. Have a look at what happens. Pew. So there's a little bit of a flying thing happening, and that has the potential to make people sick. So it's just better to block out the screen so we don't see anything while the transition is happening. But yeah, if it goes below the threshold, that is, it's not moving fast enough, and then it'll disable the delta blockout screen. Okay, one more thing to show you, and I'm going to bring a box with me to demonstrate this principle. So this blue trigger area isn't actually part of the teleport rig. So you'll see what happens is if I throw this cube and it hits that area, it's not the cube that gets teleported, it's me. And the reason for that is this is a manually constructed simple teleporter. So let's have a look over here. This is just our simple teleporter. And essentially its job is to take whatever subject you've assigned over here and then teleport it to whichever location this is. In this case, it's going to be itself. And the EZPZ trigger over here is talking to that teleporter blue thing. And every time anything at all enters this area, it will run the teleport function. So you can see this is no longer like the teleport rig that we were talking about before, where it would take the object that enters it and then teleports it to the teleport point. This is a much cruder rig where there is only ever one teleport subject every time, and we are triggering the teleport function when something gets inside this area. So there are situations where you might want to do this specifically, and I just thought I'd tell you that that's how it works. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.